Sounds like they're still doing Mia's testimony or the cross-examination of it.
She describes being kicked off the yacht. He told me, you better learn to walk on water. The yacht crew obeyed Puff's orders. She thought she was going to be fired if she didn't go to that thing, so she went. All right, let's go to Inner City Press.
Inner City Press is inside the courtroom live tweeting from the trial.
Yeah, Jay, that's what it said. I know. I mean, that's what it said. I don't know. I wasn't there. I'll tell y'all I was not there. Thank you to Life is Like a Box of Chocolates for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, LM, for the $10 super sticker. Thank you, Brooklyn Pencil. Good morning, Slay Slay. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Iris, for the €2 super chat. Thank you, BJ Mods. Awesome job. Thank you, Tina, for the $5 super chat. Check out Piers Morgan interview last night. Suge Knight blew my mind. He says Diddy shouldn't go to prison and he'll get off. Oh, that's shady. Thank you, Tina. I'll check that out. Thank you, Sunflower, for the $4.99 super chat. You're great and so smart. You knew what they were up to and how it all connects. It's all good. All roads leads to Britney Spears, y'all. Okay, let's see if we have any updates here.
That is true, though.
We do. We have some more tweets. Okay. So after Cassie's lawsuit in 2023, did anyone contact you? Yes. Guess who contacted her, y'all? D-Rock. She said he was like my big brother. He said, how are you? What was your response? Her response was, D-Rock! Why all the exclamation points? She said, because I love exclamation points and D-Rock. She said, I understood D-Rock was no longer with Diddy. He and his wife had a restaurant in the Poconos. He wrote, I'm about to call you. What date was this? November 30th, 2023. And did D-Rock call you? Yes. And what happened on that call? Objection, Your Honor. Objection.
Objection.
Brian Steele isn't having it. The judge is like, fine. Can you rephrase the question? Question. What did D-Rock say to you on the call in November last year? Oh, 2 years ago, November 2023, right after Cassie's lawsuit was filed. Mia said, well, he started with personal stuff. Then he said, the news is crazy. D-Rock says, it wasn't like that. It was normal fighting.
Normal.
Okay. All right.
What is normal fighting?
We're getting some insight here. At some point, Diddy's lawyers were trying to get this testimony not even allowed in. Diddy's lawyers were trying to get this witness to not be able to go by a pseudonym. They wanted her to have to go by her real name, et cetera, et cetera. And a lot of the argument was going back and forth. Also, bail. Diddy was trying to get bail. This has come up many times. This witness intimidation. I could not possibly tell you which argument and which document, but I certainly remember before Diddy's team making an argument about this particular situation and the government making the argument about this situation, saying Diddy is sending people to change people's perception, or to send out feelers about people's perception of events that had happened.
So what she's mentioning, she may not remember this, but I do. It was the detention letter that the prosecutors presented to the judge to ask the judge to deny Diddy bail.
Sometime in November 2023. November 30th, 2023, D-Rock reaches out to Mia, this witness on the stand right now, and says, man, this news about Cassie's crazy, right? Yeah, no, I'm not with Diddy any longer. No, I'm not with Puff anymore. Me and my wife got a restaurant in the Poconos. We're not with Diddy no more. But I'm gonna call you. He called her. What happened on the call? He started talking about personal stuff, the restaurant, the Poconos, the kid, whatever. Then he said, wow, what's going on with this news? Crazy, right? It was just like normal fighting between Diddy and Cassie. What the hell? I mean, can't even believe her. What a bitch. And the assistant U.S. attorney is like, was this normal fighting? Like D-Rock was trying to tell you on the phone? Mia said, absolutely not. D-Rock said, Puff misses you. I bet he does. And then He implied, everyone misses you. Oh, everybody misses you. We love you so much. Don't sue us, basically.
Now,
Mia said,
this nigga done said he ain't with Puff no more. How he know Puff misses her?
Immediately thought.
How does he know everybody misses her?
Objection. The Severin's like,
excuse me.
On what grounds, Brian Steele? What grounds are you objecting? And Brian's like, non-responsive. She's about to say something that wasn't even asked. The judge is like, okay, can we have a sidebar? Can we just get it together? Okay, so they come back. Okay, next question. Nia. Where in that call did D-Rock say that he was at that time? That he had just landed in Miami. Remember, the Poconos is all the way over here in like, what is it, Pennsylvania, New York? That's where the Poconos, like all the way on the East Coast.
Right.
He was flying down to Miami. It was right after, let me see the exact date of Cassie's lawsuit.
It was in Cassie's lawsuit.
Somebody likes my Hillary impression. Hot Josh. I'm serious. Hot Josh.
October 2023.
It's because of the ventures. That's why she talks like that.
I want to say it was October 2023.
Cassie sued Diddy. Date Cassie sued Diddy. November 16th. She filed a lawsuit on November 16th, 2023. And on November 17th, 2023, they settled it. For now, we know $20 million. So 2 weeks later, D-Rock, who allegedly don't have nothing to do with Diddy anymore, is on a plane on the way back to go take care of who? Christian.
Diddy.
A grown man.
Christian.
A grown man. But he needs to be taken care of.
Christian Combs.
Whoa, this is crazy. This does kind of feel like witness intimidation.
It is witness intimidation.
Diddy, former bodyguard, contacts victim 4, aka Mia.
It reminds me in so many ways of when I was in the process of exposing New Birth and Eddie Long and people from the church. Now, I knew Eddie Long, okay? I knew him, but other people were calling me, telling me, oh, you might want to get rid of this because you could end up coming up missing.
Okay. Oh my gosh. This is I think this testimony is just as big as Cassie's, truly. What the little pieces, the little bricks that are getting laid?
Yep.
Where did D-Rock say he was? He said he had just landed in Miami. He was going to be at Diddy's house and he was going to go take care of Christian.
Y'all don't know what a Rico look like? I know y'all do.
Still doing Diddy's bidding. Said maybe you could say something, Mia. How did you respond when he asked you to do that? Mia said, I pretended that I was going to talk to Puff. Did you want to? She said, no, with a bunch of O's. For those y'all that's laying tile, there's a bunch of O's. There's 4 O's. Mia said, I was scared. He called me right after D-Rock. So D-Rock did the priming, and then here come Diddy calling. How did you react when Diddy called you?
Y'all seen that messy shit before?
She said, I threw my phone behind the couch and ran out of the room. Why? She said it was just so triggering. Did you hear from D-Rock again? Yes. And what did he write? That your boy doesn't want you to do anything. Just to talk. I didn't want to talk to him though. I just wanted it all to go away. Y'all, this timeline. I need ChatGPT to make a massive timeline of all the testimony combined. What did D-Rock write? He said, your boy doesn't want to do anything. Excuse me. Your boy doesn't want you to do anything. Just wants to talk. Mia said, I did not want to talk to my boy. I just wanted it to go away. Then what did D-Rock write to you? Looks like a threat. To me, I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not reading the text messages. It's just my opinion. Mia said, then D-Rock wrote back, I can't believe you not hitting me back. And that was on February 22nd, 2024. When was Diddy's houses raided? The next month.
Mm-hmm.
Mia said, I knew he wouldn't stop, so I wrote back. I was scuba diving all day and I didn't have my phone on the boat. Was that true? No. I told D-Rock I called Puff, but there was no answer. I just wanted to play neutral. She's describing how she was approached to make a PR statement.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we do have people who have made PR statements. I think Kalena Harper was one. That wasn't my experience, etc. We have witnesses now who are withdrawing. They don't want, if she is about to testify that she was offered money, I'm going to have a stroke. I'm not really. That was a figure of speech.
Kalena Harper,
I knew it. Oh my God. I'm psychic. My head wasn't even tingling on that one, y'all. D-Rock said, how can I send you something? What did you think he meant? Mia said, money. I said, I don't want any money. I'm always ready to help y'all out. Then D-Rock wrote back.
That's a John P.
Quote,
Key move.
I'm allowed
right
to send my sister a gift, right? Playing on the family. The family. It's
At
gonna help.
quote.
It's gonna help the family. It's gonna help Amanda. Remember that? The family. The family. It's psychological. Okay. This is called psycholinguistics, and it is manipulative. Is it on purpose? I don't know. Maybe it's got to be on purpose to be manipulative, but it makes you think, oh no, yeah, this is a sister-brother relationship. I'm allowed to send my sister a gift. The assistant U.S. attorney said, did he send you a gift? Mia said, no. What did you think D-Rock was trying to do
they gonna object
with these text messages, Mia? Mia said, I think that D-Rock was trying to find out for Diddy if I was a legal threat or some other type of threat. Did Diddy text you in February 2024? This is the month before the raids, y'all. Yes. He said, call me when you have 10 minutes, comma, love. What about this one from February?
Love.
February 7th, 2024. Again, the month before his homes got raided. In this one from February 7th, 2024, Diddy said, quote, I need my memory jogged. So he was trying to get his story straight, in my opinion. That's what I think the prosecutors are trying to lay down. Did you respond when he was trying to get his memory jogged? No, I didn't want anything to do with him. He is the person I was traumatized by. I knew this was all a front. Was this the last message? I think so. I mean, I did get some objection. Objection, Your Honor. Don't let this woman speak.
I was waiting for the objection.
Don't let her say what she wants to say on the stand. And then that's Brian Steele. And the judge is like, okay, fine. Shh, don't say anything else.
Because she's surmising what he thought. And that legally isn't legal.
I got to do it to get through the day. You know, I add a little bit of sensationalism. Okay, 1 minute ago. Do you work now, Mia? No, I don't have a job. I have PTSD. Sidebar, they come back. What are your symptoms? She said, misinterpreting emails. Someone calls my name from across the room. All the feelings of getting in trouble come flooding back. I triple guess myself.
Poor thing.
Let's see if we have any updates from... Wow. Yeah, we have 3 new updates from Washington Post. Mia says she felt trapped on Diddy's yacht. She said Diddy became irate with her after she took too long to count his money on a chartered yacht off St. Bart's on New Year's Eve in 2010. She testified she tried to flee. She got crew members to take her to the shore. But Diddy's staff had her passport, and so she was forced to return to the yacht.
Oh my God. They kept her
I was just overwhelmed with fear that I would be in huge trouble. I would definitely be fired, and I didn't have a way out of it. He would have destroyed my reputation. Yeah, I was scared of him. 19 minutes ago, Washington Post Wesley Parnell. When Mia finally quit her job as Diddy's assistant in 2017, she was told by executives at the company to retain an attorney to negotiate back wages, bonuses, and severance. But she testified this enraged Diddy. Diddy said he couldn't believe I essentially stabbed him in the back because I had a lawyer. She said her attorney advised her to file for a settlement given the extent of the abuse she experienced under Diddy. She said she split a $400,000 settlement from Diddy with her lawyers. The former Diddy assistant, that 18 minutes ago, Wesley Parnell, testified under the pseudonym Mia. She said she kept a bit more than half of the $400,000 settlement he paid to her after she quit.
Yeah, they
her
got
lawyers
40%.
Took the rest.
They got 40%.
When asked if she would give back the money to erase the abuse that she endured, she said, absolutely, in a second. 3 new updates from CNN. Ex-assistant, 13 minutes ago, CNN.com. Ex-assistant says Combs believes she stabbed him in the back after she hired employment attorneys. Employment attorneys in 2017 to help her negotiate a severance and bonus package. She said Christina Karam, the former chief of staff of Diddy, spoke with her on behalf of Diddy, who believed that Mia stabbed him in the back. Mia's attorneys originally made a settlement offer of $10 million to Diddy and his companies, she testified. After months of long negotiation process, Mia said they settled for $400,000. Around that time, she said she told some people about the violence she endured from Diddy, but she'd not mention the assaults. She actually said she would take those to her grave. Okay, we got an incoming update. That's 56 minutes ago. Let's go to Mirror. Mia felt trapped. This is going to be big. This is not domestic violence, everybody. This is employee-employer, okay? They were not in a romantic relationship. Now, is Diddy's lawyers going to come up here and say they were carrying on behind Cassie's back? Maybe. And that might be why they stealing the thunder of that argument now. Heartbroken, decision to close the company. So he can stab her in the back by closing down the company and not even telling her about it. But if she gets a lawyer, he's stabbed in the back. Witness testifies Diddy reached out to her after Cassie lawsuit. After Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, Mia said Diddy reached out to her, but she steered clear of him. The government showed a February 7th, 2024 email from Diddy. This is last year, February. So Diddy had emailed Mia using kind words, asking for a phone call to have my memory jogged on a few things. No, get away from me. Mia said she did not respond. She said, I was terrified. I know this was a front. She said she hasn't been able to work because she has post-traumatic stress disorder. She hasn't been able to work. She said, I suffer from severe complex PTSD. She explained that normal situations are overwhelming and she feels triggered when someone asks her, where are you? Even if someone just says, where are you? Or if someone yells her name across the room. Okay, they're taking a short break, so I'm going to also take a short break and go to the restroom. I'll be back in like less than 1 minute.
Let me see if I got some notes to share with y'all while she takes this quick break. Let me double check. Nope, I don't. We're just going to wait for her to come back, y'all, if you don't mind. Let me just go through my notes real quick, make sure I ain't got nothing. Oh, nope, I don't have any notes, but I do have this smoked duck and salmon salad with olives and egg, some tomatoes, some corn, and some lettuce with oriental dressing. She's back.
Wow. This has been a pretty crazy morning, huh? Let's go to Inner City Press.
Ooh, it's got cheese and cranberries on it too.
Okay, we have a little bit more here. Who caused this PTSD? She said, Puff. And then the judge said, let's take a break. So they're on one of those 10-minute breaks. Oh, Lord. What was happening this morning, y'all? That was crazy. That was really crazy. This will get worse as it goes on, somebody said.
It sure will.
Do we all think Diddy was trying to do the same thing as he did with Natalia or Ruben? Maybe. Thank you, Lady Jay. Shout out to you becoming a member. Thank you, Kathy, for the $10 super chat. You're doing a great job. I was happy to see you on Popcorn Planet too. Love Tisa Tells. Greetings from St. Petersburg, Florida. Frank Black in the chat trying to astroturf Mia's identity. But
Popcorn Planet is another channel that's covering this. They do about an hour every day, every evening, your time on this. And a lot of their videos are in the breakdown playlist. So check out Popcorn Planet too.
Choose Starbright Tarot for the $3 Australian super sticker. Thank you, Back Alley Scam Chats for the $2 Canadian. I wonder if they have a video from his 40th birthday. I should look it up. Thanks so much to Pan Delore for the $8. Love the excellent coverage with the side of sass. Please share Cash App with Inner City Press. I don't do X. Okay. Does he have a? Can Ahmad drop one of Inner City Press's Cash App link or his PayPal or something? Thanks so much for the $8 super chat. Thank you, Mama Hens Catholic Teaching for the $9.99. Keep letting your light and the light of Jesus shine. Well, I don't know if Jesus approves, but amen, Jesus. Thank you for the $9.99. Thank you, Fiona, for the €11.99 Oilo. Girly Pop, I wake up in the AM excited for your stream. Not feeling like P. Diddy? Wake up in the morning feeling like I got to watch the P. Diddy trial. Is that kind of the new one? Thank God I'm unemployed and can witness the Lord's work on your channel. There it is. High five from a German cousin. Shout out to my German cousins. Okay.
I'm actually going to, during this break, instead of us watching her read her super chats, but shout outs to her for reading her super chats. But I actually want to share with you guys something we created together a couple nights ago in relation to, my thoughts that this is a conspiracy. There are a lot of people who have come together, a lot of entities who come together to protect P. Diddy, and now he's no longer of any use. So they've decided now to go ahead and, I would say, exterminate him. Let me just find that real quick. And let's see, which one is it that I want to show you? Let me see. Let me see where I want to go. Hold on. Let me show you this one. I have prepared some clips of our show from last night, but I don't have the option to show those to you yet. So bear with me one moment. I'm going to get this one in here. We'll watch this because I think this is important. One second, y'all. Let me get some things in order here.
What happened to the fingerprint cards? Oh, y'all. Oh my God. Oh my God, y'all. It's happening.
What happened?
It's happening. Oh my God. Look at this. What happened to the fingerprint card? You know, when you take the fingerprints off the evidence and all that? They were destroyed that same year,
Yeah,
2012.
absolutely. Diddy
On
was in on
whose
that
orders? The firefighter said someone in LAPD.
LAPD.
Okay, so not you or anyone on your team, fire department. Combs lawyer, Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, said, I am going to object to all of this. Can we have a sidebar? Ooh, I
Because
bet you
now,
freaking do want a
yeah,
sidebar.
hell yeah.
Oh my gosh. I have to retweet this. This is one of those moments you got to retweet.
They're about to reveal all this shit.
Fingerprints destroyed. And
Hold on.
because you know what else always gets destroyed? Just all kinds
Just like the evidence, the photos of the evidence during the
of stuff in the
raids,
Diddy trial, the Biggie.
just like the investigation and the footage, just like that man memorized the license plate.
Investigation, all kinds of stuff in the Tupac investigation. I think
Hold on, I'm sorry.
both unaliving weapons went missing. Definitely one of them. What happens to them? Why they all go missing? Fingerprints destroyed in Diddy trial. Arson investigator says fingerprint cards were destroyed by LAPD regarding Kid Cudi Molotov Boom Boom Porsche.
And there was never a trespassing. Like, there was never, like, Diddy was never formally trespassed. That he was never served with a citation for trespassing. See, that cop could have advised Kid Cudi and said, "Hey guys, since nothing was stolen, this is more like a trespass. Do you want to formally trespass Sean Combs?" And Muscuddy could have said yes, and then Diddy would have been served with a citation for trespassing and formally told that you're never allowed to be on this property again. But they didn't do that. They allow all this stuff to get swept under the rug because Diddy is one stop selling all of them drugs. That's what I think.
Now, Diddy's lawyers do not want it to come in that
Yep.
probably the LAPD was
That's right,
working with
Avid.
Diddy. Because look, who ordered those fingerprints from the Molotov Boom Boom to be deleted, to be destroyed? The fire department says, somebody from the LAPD.
Why do you think they didn't want this
But
shit
not you or
televised?
anyone on your team? Mark Agnifilo, oh, no. No, objection.
Sorry, it's spotty, y'all. I don't know if you guys can hear me. Let me know in the
No,
chat. Give
y'all
me
cannot
quick
talk about the
feedback.
LAPD destroying evidence. No.
Hold on one second. I'm sorry, it's spotty. I'm working in the background as well to bring some of the clips in from our last show, just in case we need them. So forgive me. Bear with me. No, you can't do that. Not the same LAPD that killed Nipsey Hussle.
No. Because remember, y'all, this is 2012 is the same year it happened. One new update.
Why would they destroy the evidence?
2 minutes ago, CNN.com. Partial female DNA profile found on bottle in Kid Cudi's Porsche.
Here's what we're going to find out. None of these major media sources are going to put in their articles that the fingerprint cards were destroyed the same year. Just like none of them pointed out how many drugs were in that man's house, specifically during the raid. the doggone blue and pink and yellow pills, the black straw with the white powder that was found to be cocaine, the 9 pink ecstasy Molly pills, the 5 whole and 5 partial Xanax, the 6 white and 10 whole Xanax, the all the shit down to the penny. That none of them ever made it known exactly what was found in that man's house, and I lost track. The list is longer than what I just mentioned. They only mention high heels and baby oil, but I guarantee you, none of them are talking about these pharmacists writing prescriptions in random people's names. None of them are going to ever say anything about the FBI not taking any photos, and you never hear anything about surveillance tapes being taken during that raid, not once, because these motherfuckers are telling you they have covered for this man for decades, and now they have no use of him, so they are hanging him out to dry, but they gonna get hung out to all the big dick deviants. It's up, I guarantee you, because and that's why he won't take a plea, because he's saying, if I go down, all you motherfuckers are going down with me, and if he take a plea, he gonna take a plea for everybody.
And the fire could have spread to the surrounding vegetation.
I'm telling you,
the fire inspector told jurors that the arson attack on Kid Cudi's Porsche was targeted. The bottle used was a 40-ounce Old English malt liquor bottle that was filled with gasoline and a designer handkerchief.
Now you know that was a nigga.
Which ultimately made the boom boom less effective and limited the damage to the car. The fire smoldered out and didn't cause damage that it was intended for. So the intended damage didn't fully happen.
I done got hot. These motherfuckers, they about to get found out, and the reason, and see, while the government is prosecuting Diddy, they are also part of the cover up. These attorneys work for the feds, the same feds that didn't take pictures during the raid. Yep. These the same motherfucking feds who let this man hop a jet and leave the country with his family and delayed their raid because they knew he was leaving the country, and they were like, oh, we're gonna let him leave the country and then we gonna raid his house. But there were so many arrestable things in that house. They could have arrested that man last March. That's what's fucked up. They waited until September to arrest him when they went in his house and they saw all of them drugs. I mean, I just mentioned half of the list, but I played you guys the video where Armand Wiggins quantified what was in that house. When and he was under the assumption that Diddy was in the closet doing all these drugs himself. Now that nigga was a drug dealer. They showed all those pictures of those drugs that were in his hotel when he got arrested in September in New York. That was distribution quantity. But you don't see that in the news, though. Welcome to the breakdown. Shit. And they're taking a break now so they can scramble because some info. One of the attorneys asked for a sidebar. The defense asked for a sidebar. They're taking a break now so they can scramble and figure out how the court is not going to look like complicit in all this shit. That man, that police officer said he saw the black Escalade leave Kid Cudi's driveway and then later saw it drive down a hill. He memorized the license plate, ran the plate, and it went back to Bad Boy Records. Yet he suspected there might be a gun in the car, but never put out a bolo on the vehicle. Never had anyone go to the home or the address where the vehicle. I don't want to play something else or give you something else and then we get into it and they come back. So I'm kind of just keeping us in limbo. Okay, they're back. Let's go.
So they have been doing simple questions became increasingly difficult to handle. She
Hold on one
testified
second.
in a sometimes shaky voice Friday, taking deep breaths as she spoke. I would be triggered by really normal situations. If someone said my name from across the room, all those feelings of getting in trouble would come flooding back, and I triple guessed myself in everything I did. The jury took a short break after that before the assistant comes back to be cross-examined. Okay, so the direct examination is over. All right, so we're about to get started with the cross-examination. This is Brian Steele, Diddy's lawyer, is about to come ask some questions, and Brian Steele is not, to my knowledge, known for being very low-key or chill. Not sure how this is going to go over.
They're going to have a man cross-examine a woman. I think that's a huge mistake. Huge mistake.
Okay, we got another new update from CNN. Mia is back on the stand, and defense attorney Brian Steele is starting his cross-examination. Order in the court. Witness is back on the stand.
She got her gavel.
Mr. Steele, you may begin your cross-examination of the witness. I just like playing with my little props, y'all.
So does Diddy.
Okay. Shout out to Fox News. I got to give it to them. They do put some quotes in here. Okay. 11 minutes ago, Diddy's former assistant once tried to run away from him in St. Bart's. Mia testified she went to New Year's Eve trip in 2010 with Diddy, Kim Porter, the kids, and an executive assistant. Mm-hmm. Oh, who was the executive assistant?
You're right, Faye.
Mia said she stayed on a yacht that Diddy chartered during the trip. According to her, Diddy asked her to count the money in a safe. She counted it, and Diddy got really mad. She was counting too slow. She claimed she was in shock because he got irate, and she was trying to count and make sure it was right. Mia said Diddy chased her out of the...
I think the executive assistant was Capricorn Jones. Capricorn Clark, because at one point her role was executive assistant. She's been a personal assistant, executive assistant, and chief of staff. And I do believe she was the executive assistant that's mentioned.
The paddle boards. And Diddy was like running back and forth on the beach to the back of the private house or whatever. And they were like rowing out on paddle boards, and then the weather got really bad and it was going to be a hurricane, and she had to face Mother Nature or face Diddy. Mm-hmm. So this is another time where there's like a hurricane and he kicks her off the boat. And this is also, Cassie said he also kicked her off the boat.
That's crazy.
Now, it was unclear if he like literally threw her off the boat or if he just kicked her off the boat. Like get off the boat, go on a little dinghy, or if he like physically threw her body overboard. With the Cassie one. But this is apparently something within his pattern or practice of kicking people off the boat. Oh, she said she saw Diddy come down to the third floor, super angry. So she ran down the stairs and hid in the crew cabin. Mia eventually got to shore, and the captain got a call that she had to come back. Mia did not want to go back. She said, I just wanted to run and hide and figure out a way out of St. Bart's, away from him. But she couldn't leave because someone on Diddy's staff had her passport. When she went back, that's when she went back because she felt she had to. I obeyed Puff's orders. According to Mia, she then traveled with Diddy to Las Vegas for the New Year's Eve trip. She claimed she got into a car with Diddy who was on the phone with someone, and he was telling a story that wasn't true, allegedly. She said she interrupted Diddy, but she didn't get to finish because Diddy screamed at her and told someone else to deal with Mia. The ex-assistant claims she was told to get on the jet and do what Diddy said. Wow. This is a lot more details than we
This is a Rico, honey.
She testified then she did go to Vegas. Quote, I didn't think I had a choice, she said. She said she was, quote, overwhelmed with fear and she would be in trouble or fired, and she had no way out. Remember, she didn't even have enough money to change her flight in the South Africa thing. 1 minute ago, we get another update from Fox News. Diddy's ex-assistant didn't disclose alleged S assaults. She wanted to unalive with those secrets. Like she wanted to take that to her grave, she said. She explained why she didn't disclose that Diddy had SA'd her while testifying today. She told the jury that there was a mediation after she left Diddy's company in 2017. According to Mia, her attorney asked for $10 million. Mia revealed some of the physical abuse during the mediation, but she felt really wrong and shameful because she was trying to break the confidentiality, or because she was breaking the confidentiality. The former assistant claims she did not reveal anything about the S assaults because she wanted to take those to her grave. She settled for about $400,000 and she personally received about $200,000. She said after the mediation, she did speak with Diddy in November 2018 when Kim Porter died. She was the mother of Diddy's children. Mia reached out to Diddy. She claimed she felt terrible for Diddy and his family and believed the mediation was her fault. We got another update from NBC. Cross-examination about to begin. I think it already began. They're a little late. All right, let's go to Inner City Press. All right. Okay, this is Brian Steele, attorney Brian Steele, asking questions of Mia. This is the beginning of the cross-examination. Mia has been on the stand for over a day of trial, or about a full day. All rise, everybody come in, jury's in, she's in, Mia's in, Brian Steele stands up. Mia, Brian Steele says, because of Sean Combs, you suffer a great deal, right? Right. Just seeing him call your phone made you throw the phone. True? True, Mia said. He made you do things that are unthinkable.
This is defense.
Right? Mia said, that is right. True. Making you sleep in a room with a lock and with no lock, unlocked, and coming in and violating you in the most unthinkable way. Isn't that right? Mia said, true. You said Diddy's conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to you. Didn't you say that? Mia said, yes. All right, Mia, Brian Steele says, I want to direct your attention to the notebook in front of you. Your Honor, I move to admit Defense Exhibit 1702 and 1710. The Assistant U.S. Attorney said, Your Honor, these are under seal. Okay, so they go back and forth over whether to put this in, redacted, not redacted, whatever it comes in, whatever. But regardless if we're going to see it or not, Mia is looking at it right now. And what is it? This is a This is a social media post by you from 2013, isn't it? Mia said, yup. And Brian Steele says, this is your personal account? This is what you're doing? Yes, it's my personal account. And you wrote, quote, this is what we do when you're not around. I am Diddy, Ciroc. Didn't you write that? Mia said, yeah. You tagged him years after you say he R'd you? Yeah.
Yeah, people do that.
Yeah, I did that. Okay, this is July 4th, 2013. Whose hands are these in the picture? Mia said the hands are me and Cassie. My hands and Cassie's hands. From a July 4th, 2013 post. So during the time Cassie was still dating Diddy. One new update from Washington Post. Shayna Jacobs, Washington Post. Defense lawyer Brian Steele has begun to cross-examine Mia, a former assistant to Diddy, who has testified under a pseudonym that she was berated, assaulted, and sexually abused by him. Just refreshing the different sources. Okay, we have another update just from Mirror. This is from the previous part, but it does... I think it gives the quotes of the text that Diddy sent to Cassie. This is like right after, not Cassie, Mia. This is right after Cassie sued Diddy in 2023. Diddy and his bodyguard, or his former bodyguard, maybe he was still his bodyguard, D-Rock, are texting other people, I guess presumably other people, but definitely this lady, according to her testimony, Mia. And she's like, he continued reaching out from November through February. So November when Cassie sued, he starts reaching out, and then February, like for months. Hey, Mia, it's Puff. Please let me know when you get 10 minutes to talk. Love. She told the court she was terrified and didn't respond.
That was my note. Thank you for reminding me, BJ. So he calls himself Love in a text to her, but she didn't know him as Love. Go back to what BJ said about psycholinguistics, okay? I've studied neurolinguistic pathology, okay? And I understand there are certain words that you can say that trigger a person negatively or positively. Now, if this man had said, hit me up when you got 10 minutes, Puff, or Diddy, he full well knows. He got a piece of a bachelor's degree. He didn't get the degree. He went to school for like a few semesters, but he understands and he has access to people who get a whole PR team who can help him understand that certain words can trigger people in one direction or another. So he knows that if he had called himself Puff or Diddy, PD, Puff Daddy, he would have triggered all of those emotions and all those moments that she endured with him. Okay. So instead, he calls himself by his new name, it's his legal name now, but it's really more of a persona, which is Love. She don't know him as Love. If I talk to my old friends, my day ones, I'm going to use the name that they called me then. And I would expect them to call me by that name. I wouldn't expect none of my old friends to call me what my new friends call me. And don't none of my personal friends call me Della. Y'all call me Della. So why in the hell would he say, Love? Because he's trying to start a new a relationship with her, so to speak. It's really quite manipulative and it's disgusting.
You wrote rich as F in this social media post. And CC. Who is CC? Mia said, Cassie. What does CC stand for? CC. What does CC stand for? Mia said, I don't know. It's just a nickname. Have you heard Cassie Combs?
That's what
Mia said. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I could see it being Cassie.
That's what Diddy called her. Here
you say he got coffee for you. Though in Forbes list. I don't know what that means. Mia said, yeah. Did he got me coffee one time? I don't know what exactly they're trying to say.
They're trying to make him seem benevolent and like they have a relationship. Abused people.
Ryan's like, here you say he got coffee for you. Though in Forbes list. So I guess they're just trying to make it seem like, oh, you had a good time sometimes.
Duh.
You had fun sometimes. So that means you couldn't have been abused, I guess.
Duh.
I don't know where he's going with it. I don't exactly know what he's asking. Let me see if there's more context from other.
He's trying to confuse the jury.
Sources. I'm just refreshing through the other sources. Some of these. Shout out to Mary. Thank you for the 99 super chat. Thank you, Boy Mama X3. Boy Mom X3. Us Virgos just know. We don't know why or how we know. We just know. Exactly. It does feel like that. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Thanks so much, Ashley, for the $10 super chat. You're awesome. With feds having these videos, do you think it was multi-purpose of the raids? Why now? Was Diddler threatening to release tapes of those on the videos? You know, I have been thinking this, Ashley. Like, I don't know. Obviously, who knows? None of us know because we haven't seen these tapes. But it does make me wonder, you know, if he was threatening all these people that we've heard testify with releasing tapes.
Right.
What's to have stopped him from threatening people that he had at his parties from releasing tapes? And I mean, he's brazen about it too. I'm telling everything. Oh my God. I wonder if he got chills when he heard me tell Lou Taylor, I'm going to be telling everything that you tried to do to me. Wonder if she got chills from Diddy saying that so many times. Now, I'm sure Lou Taylor would say she had no idea none of this was going on. She had nothing to do with this. She's just the accountant.
You know?
But I don't know how they get through this trial without calling Lou Taylor. I don't know how they get through this trial without calling her. If they do, it's going to be suspicious to me. I don't know. Thanks so much, Ashley, for the $10 super chat.
Or Bill Clinton or Barack Obama or Donald Trump.
Zion Leanne becoming a member. Thanks so much, Emily, for the $5 super chat. Good morning, cousin. This case is wild. Thank you for everything you do. Your commentary and input is perfect. Love you, mean it all. Shout out to the cousins in the chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Let's see if we got another update here. This seems to be getting off to a slower start than the direct. Here we go. All right. And so this is Brian.
You should have said no questions.
This is so funny. Okay. Not funny like in that way, but like in a good way. Like, yes, it's the truth. Don't let them make you ashamed of the truth. If it's the truth, it's just the freaking truth. Brian still said to Mia, you say he made you take substances against your will at Burning Man, but you posted about it? Right, Mia said. You posted a picture with him, a man terrorizing you?
Her boss.
Mia said, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this video depicting Mr. Combs as a doctor delivering your baby? I might not would have showed that one, Brian. I would have kept that one in archives. The hell? She said it was a funny video. I was proud to be in it. So it's like none of these questions are landing. So he's not asking further questions, just new questions. Okay,
But
fine. Next.
David James did videos with P. Diddy too and has them on YouTube. That doesn't mean he never experienced any abuse at the hands of P. Diddy.
Yeah. 40th birthday. That's what we're talking about here. And the alcohol just simply overcame you, didn't it? Mia said, yeah, I got really drunk from the 2 shots.
2 shots.
Do you believe you were drugged? Mia said, I didn't say that. This is a dangerous question to ask because what if Mia does believe she was drugged?
Right.
Now she never said that. But if he's pushing her on her belief, what if she does? And she's going to say, yeah, I do. Actually, I think he did. Now that you mention it, I wasn't going to say that, but you brought it up.
No, let me tell you.
That's why they always tell you on cross-examination, especially, but just...
These attorneys, these defense attorneys are hoping for a mistrial. So they're purposely asking questions that can cause a mistrial. She can't prove that she was drugged. She can't testify that she was drugged. And because the defense is actually asking the questions, they're not going to object to them. But they can raise it and say, you don't know. How do you know? What would make you think? You don't know. That could literally lead to a mistrial. They're purposely asking these dumbass questions.
At his birthday, the shot situation. His hands up your dress, onto your person. You remember that? Yeah, I do. It was paralyzing? Yeah, it was. You wake up the next day in a chair. You told the jury that?
She's been prepared very well.
This is the treatment I thought they were going to give Cassie.
They can't. Not the star witness. Because
you wake up in a chair. You told the jury that? I did, Mia says. But this message and this one, another the same day, posting the anniversary of you being SA'd by Sean Combs, according to your testimony. She said, I don't celebrate it as the anniversary of that, you freaking weirdo. Okay, right. I'm taking some liberties, all right, but this is probably what she thinks in her mind.
Literally.
It's his birthday too. I mean, more than one thing can happen on a day, Brian Steele. You think I'm celebrating the anniversary of me being SA'd? Please get a brain scan. This is me sensationalizing what I think she's probably. I'm being the anger translator. But she basically said, I don't celebrate it as that. But yeah, that is his birthday. And yeah, that did happen on his birthday. Let's go to Washington Post. We got a new update from Washington Post.
They're probably going to lunch in about 20 minutes.
Brian Steele, the lead attorney. No, this isn't the lead attorney. Agnifilo is the lead attorney. But he's the attorney who is cross-examining Mia. He's the lead attorney for that part of it. Has grown in prominence as a tactile and sharp defense lawyer, recently defending the rapper Jeffrey Lamar Williams, or Young Thug, and his music empire from racketeering charges in Atlanta. Steele reached a level of superstar clout among hip-hop artists after Young Thug avoided serious prison time. The hip-hop artist Drake recently released a track entitled Brian Steele, where he shouts out the attorney before going on a rap about leaving his side piece to go party with the guys.
Damn.
Okay, just updating the other sources. Waiting for some new stuff to come in. Okay. 5 minutes ago, Mia claims Diddy's security called after Cassie's lawsuit, and she says an alarm went off. She testified she received a call from Diddy and his security after Cassie filed her civil lawsuit in November 2023. Diddy's security guard D-Rock texted the former assistant after Cassie's lawsuit. Mia claimed she was excited to hear from D-Rock because she didn't think he was still working for Diddy at that point. November 30th, 2023, D-Rock called Mia. According to Mia, he started catching her up on his life, but then he switched to what was going on with Diddy. We get more quotes from what that entailed. Quote, Puff and Cass would just fight like a normal couple. She recalled the security guard telling her on the phone.
Rewrite
Mia
history.
said her alarm went off because D-Rock didn't talk like that. The ex-assistant claimed D-Rock had witnessed the violence between Diddy and Cassie. Mia and D-Rock sounded nervous. No, sorry. Mia said D-Rock sounded nervous and he was talking in circles.
Yeah.
He allegedly told her that Diddy missed her and other people also missed her and agreed that Diddy and Cassie had fought. Mia said she chose to keep her mouth shut. Mia said D-Rock told her he was in Miami and she understood him to be at Diddy's home. So maybe Diddy was like pushing him on the call or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I will tell y'all, I don't know because I wasn't there, but when my boss called me with the Lou Taylor stuff and was trying to make me stop making videos about her after he had already given me permission to make videos about her, it did seem like somebody else was in the room also telling him stuff because it was like he was talking in circles and he clearly did not know the facts. He did not know the facts. He was just saying stuff as if it was true and it wasn't true. So I don't know. Maybe this is a tactic from them. I don't know. I wasn't there. I have no idea. I'm just making stuff up. Really, I don't know. According to Mia, it sounded like they wanted to get her to say something publicly. She testified that she did not want to talk to Diddy because she was terrified. She explained she was terrified on the call and felt like she needed to get a game plan. Mia chose to play dumb because she didn't want her life to be in danger. Whoa. She chose to play dumb because she didn't want her life to be in danger. According to Mia, Diddy also then called her shortly after the call with D-Rock, and she said she threw her phone.
I mean, all they're now proving is how people try to stay on Diddy's good side. Because Cassie did the same thing. Diddy reached out to her when she had her baby, and she was like, thank you, you know. And he was like, I love you forever. And she was like, yep, you got a special place in my heart too. I think it was David James who was like, you know, he reached out to Diddy when Kim Porter died. People just want to stay on his good side because, you know, Diddy, the narcissist that he is taking notes of all the niggas that didn't call.
That Diddy had assaulted her and abused her by that point. The jury saw 2 more photos from October 2013. One showed Diddy at a coffee shop. Quote, just the #1 guy on Forbes list getting me a vanilla latte. No big deal. Regular people. Beep. The caption said. The other photo showed Mia, Diddy, Cassie, and Carrie Morgan, a former friend of Cassie. Remember, she testified already. Mm-hmm. They were at Burning Man with the caption, take me back.
Carrie Morgan was the one. And now, mind you, Diddy done took these bitches places they never could have been. So basically, you got that pimp and hoe syndrome. Okay. Excuse me. But remember, Cassie Morgan is the one that got beat upside the head with the wooden hanger.
Okay, let's go back to Inner City Perez. Okay, next question. And what did you write? She said, I wrote, thank you for giving me an extended family for life. More family. Why can't I send my sister a gift, right? Family. Walmart, he was like a brother to me. Family. Uncle Paulie, Uncle Tony,
that's
right?
It.
Family. If it'll help the family, it'll help Amanda. Okay, interesting. Oh, that's a different story? Oh, I forgot.
They are kind of alike.
Thank you for giving me an extended family. So this is a caption that Mia wrote. He said, next question. So you're wearing a tutu next to Diddy, aren't you? Yeah. And he's holding his private part in his hand, isn't he? Mia's like, I guess so. You were proud of Mr. Sean Combs. Mia said, of course. You would post the great times. You're not going to post the worst times.
Right.
But you wrote extended family for life. You are forever one of my great fans. This is about a man who traumatized you, right? She said, I did write that. Ecole York said she stroked his ego for giving her an extended family. Mia does that to Diddy to downplay. Oh, sorry. To play nice because of the toxic environment she was in. Victims will make light of a situation to deal with the trauma they experienced.
Right.
Who is your mentor and brother you are writing about in this post? Puff. You did a collage. Actually, you did a lot of them. Oh, sorry. You did a collage. A lot of the pictures in the collage are you and Diddy. You picked out the thumbnails, right? Right, Mia said. And what did you write? Mia said, I wrote, who let me have my hair like that? So far, I'm not really, this is all the best they got. She took a picture next to her boss holding his junk. Where he was holding it. I don't get what I'm supposed to be. Where's he going with this? Maybe he's going somewhere. Maybe it'll happen. I'm updating the other sources. Diddy's ex-assistant claims Diddy reached out after Cassie's lawsuit to have his memory jogged.
The person who he abused, he just want to see what she
wanted
remembered.
nothing to do with him anymore. So
Well,
we already read that. Let's go to the Mirror. The jury was then, just 3 minutes ago,
that was her stomach growling,
shown
not
images
mine.
of Diddy posted by Mia. They have now been shown pictures of Diddy, which were shared on Mia's social media pages. The image posted in January 2013 showed her holding bottles of Ciroc alongside caption, "What we do when you're not around." She claimed that Diddy had assaulted her before that point. The jury then saw two more images from October 2013, one showing Diddy in a coffee store with the caption, "Just the number one guy on Forbes list, getting me a vanilla latte. No big deal. Regular people shoot." The caption said.
Encourage her to
Another image showed Mia, Diddy, Cassie, and Carrie Morgan at Burning Man Festival alongside the caption, "Take me back." Steele told Mia that she was standing alongside Diddy and leaning into him in the picture, and he terrorized you, right? And Mia responded, "Yes." Okay, so we get some more context. This is from Sky News 5 minutes ago. This is a quote, "I didn't want family to know the misery I was in." Former assistant defends her social media posts of Diddy. After the jury was shown a series of social media posts from Mia's personal account featuring Diddy, Diddy's defense attorney asks Mia to confirm whether the pictures show the man who she says traumatized her life. "Yes," Mia said. After seeing another post from January 2013, Mia is asked by Steele whether she had been assaulted or abused mentally, physically, and emotionally by Diddy at this point. "Yes," Mia said.
Yes.
When asked to explain why Diddy was featured on her social media account, Mia says Instagram is the place where you show how great your life is, even if it's not true.
Right.
Duh. Everybody freaking knows that.
And
Brian
he was
Steele.
watching her Instagram too.
Quote, "I had Diddy's fans following me.
Right.
Plus, I didn't want my family and friends to know the misery I was in." So she was trying to protect her family. This sounds similar to Cassie.
I feel like I need to explain this. Okay. So y'all keep seeing her pat her nose with that brush. She has itchy nose either because she done ate some fruit she ain't supposed to eat or because she's coming down with or getting over a cold. So she said she's got a nose scratcher, and that's what she's doing with that brush, just so you know. She's not powdering her nose in either way.
And Bam says, "Why does everything on Instagram have to only all be, oh, it's so great, everything's so great? Sometimes you're having a bad day." But here's Mia she already knows what's going to happen. She's like, yeah, that's why you can't say that stuff on social media. I say, it's all nice and good. Mm-hmm. She said she did not want her family to know what she was going through, referring to the various forms of abuse she claims she.
And do you realize that, first of all, this is the owner of Revolt Media. Second of all, he's a celebrity. Third of all, Instagram is very censored. If she had even put that stuff on Instagram, that post would have never seen a light of day. They would have shadow banned it. That's just the way it works.
Asks or the last, I guess we'll just do the tweet. Who is your mentor and brother? Again, brother, sister, family, brother, sister, family, brother, sister, family. Okay. Who's your mentor and brother who you're writing about? She said, Puff. You did a collage. A lot of them are you and Diddy. You picked out these thumbnails, right? Right. What did you write? She said, I wrote, who let me have my hair like that? And you're with Mr. Combs in the pictures, right? Mia says, yeah. And here you say, I'm in a billboard in Times Square, right? She said, it's a play on my name is in lights. Oh, well, what about this photo? Well, that's me and Cassie going to Istanbul. And again, are they going to orphanages, girl? Because now I'm starting to have questions. Next question. Did he have to approve both of you going on that trip to Istanbul, Turkey? Mia said, absolutely. There's no freaking way we would have been able to go to another country without his approval. I couldn't even leave the house after 2 a.m. You forgot? Fine. Okay, fine. What about this photo? She said, well, here we're in the Sprinter van on the way to Cassie's club appearance. Where are you in this one? She said, this one is the W Hotel, again, in Istanbul. That's Turkey. That's where Lindsay Lohan was over there. So what's going on with that? What's really going on? Let's go to Washington Post.
Thank you, Lisa.
I have a new update. I could sense it. 2 minutes ago, social media posts show Mia praising Diddy despite abuse claims. The defense is confronting Mia with social media posts. This is impeachment evidence. Social media posts from her time working for Diddy that depict her enjoying events and expressing adoration for her then boss. These exhibits are being used to try to cast doubt on Mia's accounts of rampant abuse, violence, and misery during her employment. Like, she's just making the best of it, y'all. She's making the best of it and taking her little happiness where she can get it. And Brian Steele's like, how freaking dare you enjoy yourself after abuse? Shouldn't you be crying in your bed at home? Shouldn't you be depressed in your bed? Should you be posting pictures enjoying yourself after a horrific event? No.
Keeping her fucking
That's basically what Brian Steele is doing.
He's an idiot.
And she's like, no, I was just like, yeah, I was posting the nice stuff because I didn't want my family to freak out. And there was nice stuff. I already told you all that yesterday. Some of the stuff was fun. It was exciting sometimes to work for him. I already said that.
That's why she put up with the bullshit.
In October 2013, Mia posted a photo of Diddy at Starbucks with a caption reading, just the number one guy on Forbes list, getting me a vanilla latte, no big deal. In another post, she said, always letting me give birth to my dreams. And it was a video clip of her head superimposed on a woman giving birth and Diddy's face over the delivery doctor. And you posted this picture of Diddy, the person who terrorizes you. Is that fair? And on your personal account,
it's diplomatic.
You posted your artist delivering a baby, didn't you? She's like, yeah. It was a funny video, first of all. And Instagram is a place to show how great your life is, even if it's not. I didn't want my family and friends to know the misery I was in. So, of course, you post the great times.
And she don't know nothing about disassociating.
Ask your kids about it. They would know. Defense is seeking 1 minute ago. NBC News, Adam Rice, Ying Feng, and David K. Lee. Defense is seeking to minimize Mia's testimony about abuse. Diddy's defense is clearly trying to undermine Mia's gripping testimony by showing her and jurors. And if he keeps pushing on this, he's going to mess up because he's going to end up making the jury feel even worse for her because she's going to break down on the stand.
He's fucking up.
Showing her and the jurors pictures and written communications between the two in less fraught times. Brian Steele said he had Mia go through a binder of materials showing she and the defendant appeared to enjoy each other's company at some times, once at a festival, leaning toward him, wearing a tutu. She was also shown a YouTube comedy hit directed by Andy Samberg, another name drop, depicting her in a hospital gown giving birth with Diddy as the OBGYN. But this was the face superimposed, they said. Another update. Oh, this is very weird. 1 minute ago, CNN.com. Diddy changed his birthday at one point. Why? Did he get a new social security number too? I'm just wondering.
A CPN.
Changed his birthday at one point. Defense attorney Brian Steele showed another photo Mia posted to celebrate Diddy's birthday, where the caption said, in part, "Happy New Birthday." Steele asked Mia what in the hell that was about.
Some celebrity.
She said Puff decided to change his birthday that year, so we all promoted it.
It's what they're supposed to do.
What?
It's what they're supposed to do. When you hear somebody say a member of Diddy's camp released information saying ... That's what this is. Because the media follows everybody that man works for. And he knows if he tells her to post it, it'll get out and eventually it'll make it to TMZ, Entertainment Tonight, blah, blah, blah. She was doing her job.
Okay, so where's this Turkey connection? How far is Turkey from Kazakhstan? Is there orphanages involved? I have questions. Okay, and what did you write here in this post? Mia said this was about Muhammad Ali's birthday with Diddy. I took the photo. You took the photo? She said, I'm sure I took multiple, but this was the best one. And this is November 4th. 5 years after you claim you were assaulted.
Yep.
Right?
People marry their perpetrators too.
She said, yeah, I didn't stutter. She didn't say that part about the stuttering, but, I'm just adding dramatic effect for the understanding of it all. She did say yes. So essentially, what's going on here right now is Mia is being shown by Brian Steele a whole bunch of different social media posts, text messages, pictures, just a bunch of evidence where I guess this is the best that they have on her. Like, what you really want for impeachment evidence is something that directly contradicts something somebody said.
Right.
Like, somebody said they were somewhere on a certain date and you got evidence they were not, or something like that. Well, they don't seem to really have that. Nope. All Brian Steele is doing is showing that sometimes Diddy posted, sometimes this girl posted pictures with Diddy and sometimes she was grateful for him. But so many people have testified now that is their experience with Diddy. Mm-hmm. Even people that were like, I really didn't even want to quit working for Diddy, but I just couldn't be a party to that stuff anymore. I couldn't. I just felt wrong about it. Like, he did teach me everything I knew. He taught me how to be a man. He taught me how to work hard. He taught me how to do this, that, and the other. But just, I couldn't work for him anymore. Capricorn Clark also said that. Cassie said that. Mm-hmm. A lot of people at this point have testified, yeah, the good times with Diddy were good. It's part of the reason people kept coming back, because there were good times and you're just hoping this is the last time.
Yep.
And, it never is. He's always mean again.
Yep. Kids grow up in abusive relationships and tolerate this bullshit from their friends, their lovers, everybody.
And what about this post right here? What did you write? She said, I wrote, thank you for being my friend. Happy birthday, Diddy. Hashtag, I'm so hot. I'm throwing panties at myself. And you have Diddy with no shirt on in 2 of the pictures. She said, yeah, he's never wearing a freaking shirt. He's always shirtless. So I'm never supposed to take a picture? Did you miss the part where when I showed up to interview with him the first day, he was in his underwear? Right. You missed that part, I guess.
Right.
This is a sad cross-examination.
It's horrible.
It is sad. They need to get Agnifilo back up here. Mia. And I'm doing this voice just to really emphasize how sick it is. Mia, you have said you were assaulted so many times you can't even remember. Objection, Your Honor. She did not say that. What the hell? What is this man talking about? Does he need a brain scan? The judge is like, you know what, right? She never said that. Shut up, Brian. You can't ask that question. That ain't what she said. Next question, fine. Next question. Have you met with the prosecutors, Mia? Yeah, I have. Was it more than 27 times? She said, I don't know. I don't know how many times it was. Couldn't tell you. Waiting for another update here. Okay. Question, Mia. Do you remember telling, you don't remember how many, do you remember telling anyone you don't remember how many times Diddy assaulted you? She said, I don't know if I phrased it exactly that way. No, I don't remember saying that. But this has ruined you, right? You're broken, yeah? This sexual abuse was part of the way he ruined me. Yes. This is brutal. This is how I thought they were going to come at Cassie, and they just didn't. And I don't know why they're doing it here either. Oh, Lord. Okay, let's go to Washington Post. No. NBC. No. Independent. No. Thank you, Sour Girl, for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Nicole, for the $11.11. Watching your live, sending you tons of protective energy. Yes. Shout out to you. Thank you, Nicole.
The reason why there aren't a lot of updates is because there aren't a lot of updates. I mean, the defense is losing right now, first of all. And they're asking her questions, and she's just like, yep, that's true. That's not true. You know, it's not really a whole lot, but it definitely is as far as the court is concerned.
I don't know about that. Like, I don't think Diddy, I thought he was only child this whole time. Who was his sister, Jada? I don't know. But she's been in court. Thank you, Alice, for the $5 super chat. I think he calls himself love because he thinks he is a god. God is love. P.S. Where's your eyeshadow from? Oh, girl, it's all kind of different ones. I got so many different ones on. I thought I was going to maybe start doing a get ready with me. Grüße aus Deutschland nach Amerika. What does that mean? Grüße? Big from big love from Germany to America. Is that what that means? Thank you for the €2 super chat, Nettie Daisy. Thank you, Ashley Ellenberg, for the $3 super sticker. Let's see. Oh, ich liebe. Y'all, this woman is working hard. We have almost 12K in the chat and 2K likes. Don't do my girl like this. Smash the like button. It's free. Yes, ich liebe. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Shout out to you.
I'm trying to stay up.
Okay.
I'm sleepy.
My stream keeps freezing, so I said I rebuke you, Taylor. Thank you, Lily, for the $1.99 super chat. Let's see if there's any intercity.
She needs to hit the live button.
I need a little breather.
Reset her modem.
From all of that.
Not reset.
Okay.
Restart. There's a difference.
All right. So here, Brian Steele says, you wrote, thank you for being the good kind of crazy, inspiring me every day.
Oh, wow.
Mia said, I don't think people wrote bad stuff about their life on Instagram back then. So why did you promote it? She said, you missed the part yesterday where I said it was my job. It was my job. It was a cycle. There was ups, there was downs. You're showing pictures of some ups. What about the downs? Stupid. He has nothing. They have nothing. They are not doing a good job.
Well, she should have made her Instagram private when she
Mia said, when he was calling me his best friend, I wasn't afraid of him. You weren't afraid of the man who stole your innocence? Objection. What the hell? Objection, Your Honor.
She said when he made her do horse tranquilizers and said, you're now in the Breakfast Club, she felt loved and accepted, basically. She felt like now she was friends with him because this was an abusive relationship.
This is too much.
Hold on, click forward in the live a little bit. Oh, there we go. We're live.
I'm glad there's people that can do it. I'm not sure this is the way to give somebody a defense. Like, oh, man. What is really blowing my mind is that they did not attack Cassie like this.
They tried, but Rule 401
Diddy
won't
changed
let him.
his birthday. The mirror.com is, or the mirror, or Mirror Co. UK is saying more about the birthday change. While testifying, Mia claimed that Diddy changed his birthday. Brian Steele showed her another photo that said Happy New Birthday. When asked to clarify what she meant, Mia told the court Diddy decided to change his birthday, so everybody promoted it. And when you posted this Instagram post, you still had friends? She said, I had no sounding board. I had to get permission to go to my own grandfather's funeral, which I think if you have to go out of town and stuff for any job, you do have to get permission. But maybe it was like because she just had no time. She said she had no time off. Like she couldn't even leave after 2 a.m. in the morning to go out and come back. Diddy would find out and have her tracked down.
Damn. Well, he probably gave her
the
her
jury
apartment too.
Okay, here's Brian Steele. The jury was shown an email with D-Rock. You could express yourself. Okay, so he's moving on. So he's moving on from the SA. He's like, all right, we're going to move on from the, oh, you look happy in these pictures. I think she did a good job of kind of defending that. And he's like, all right, next question. So you say you couldn't express yourself, but here clearly this email with D-Rock, you're clearly expressing yourself, right? Mia said, I reached out to him.
She thought he was her friend.
Waiting for new updates.
I don't think Sean Combs could be attractive if he tried. He is not an attractive person. Even in nice clothes with a facial, with his beard done and him lined up and blacked out, he still look like a fetal alcohol syndrome baby. Shout outs to everybody
to
who has
LF
fetal
for
alcohol
the
syndrome.
$4.99 super sticker. Thank to Baby Cakes for the $2 super chat. I look good on the gram, but you know anyone can. There it is.
There it is.
Thanks so much to Lauren for the $10 super chat. I wonder if Diddy's lawyers are catering more to how Diddy wants them to examine bullying, etc. What a more successful cross-examination might look like. I do think there's probably something to this.
I think
client. Diddy is very, very angry and mad and probably just like unable to control his emotions because he is not in control.
I mean, during this entire trial, Diddy is writing notes to his defense, directing this just like he would direct a freak off. He's used to being in control. So there's no way. And you have to remember, his attorneys have asked for an extension on his phone time, an extension on his internet time, and an extension on his visitor time. So he's used to telling people what to do, and he probably gets them together and berates them and then tells them they're not good enough and all this other shit, and he's gonna fire them and start with a new team. So they're just doing what they're getting paid to do. This is their job. They're actually probably very likely experiencing some of the same things. I mean, the fact that they're now being asked to be in contact with him until 9 p.m. means that he is most likely wanting them to work 24 hours a day too, because he gotta have control. It ain't left him just because he's in jail.
Crazy last night. This is why Brian Steele should know better than asking a question he doesn't know the freaking answer to. Unless they're all just actually working against Diddy because they can't stand him.
Okay.
That's an option.
Okay.
Diddy posted a photo of him and Mia together in 2014 and said, beside every great man is a great woman. P.S. Sorry I was acting crazy last night. Look at this quote. Quote. He had threatened my life on the phone the night before, and I guess this was his apology. In her repost, she wrote, nicest caption ever. Thanks, Puff. Love you. You've shown me the world. Defense attorney Brian Steele then asked Mia if she reposted this, even though Diddy had just threatened her life and traumatized her for years. And she said, yes, of course I reposted it because otherwise he would have gotten mad. He was being nice, so I wanted to keep that going.
Right.
Stupid.
She's an abuse victim.
It's really not rocket science, Brian.
That's how really abuse victims behave. How many of y'all want to keep your mama happy so she don't keep abusing you verbally or financially? Okay. You ain't got to raise your hand.
What is this? What is this, Mia? She said, that's my friends at Funny or Die. I'm in the video. What did you write, Mia? Mia said, quote, you know you are a celebrity when you are spraying champagne at Funny or Die. What's this? She said, that's a post that I made for Justin. Birthday post for Justin, Diddy's son.
I have to admit, I may have to cut this off way earlier than I wanted to because I just shed a tear and it's a sleepy tear. So I'll probably hang in a little bit longer, maybe about 15 more minutes, and then I'm going to go ahead and shut it down because my 44 is kicking in. I just knew I'd be able to hang out the whole time, but I don't think I could do it. It's 1:15 a.m. here in South Korea while we are watching this trial coverage live. I'm going to give y'all 15 more minutes because
she testified she can't hold the job.
Oops, sorry.
PTSD. It was very confusing, Mia says, as she is quizzed over more posts about Diddy. This is from skynews.com just now.
Damn, Australia and the UK are covering this. That's crazy.
Diddy's defense attorney is continuing to question Mia over social media posts. Quote, the highs were high and the lows were low, Mia says, defending her posts. She's asked more specifically about a post made 5 years after the initial alleged abuse in which she praised Diddy for continuing to inspire her every day. She said, I was posting the good part of my life. When asked why she would promote the person she has claimed stole her happiness, she said, I had to support the things Puff supported. It was very confusing, ups and downs. We have another new update from CNN. She said she had to beg for permission to go to her grandmother's funeral.
That's crazy. An abuser will try to isolate you from your family.
She said she did have friends outside of her job, but she did not get to see them or speak to them. I did not have an external sounding board. Brian Steele suggested that.
She tired too.
Oh,
shit.
Excuse me. Brian Steele suggested that Mia could have reached out to her friends if she wanted to. She said, no, there was literally absolutely no time. And I had to get permission to leave or do other things. I had to beg to go to my own grandma's funeral.
Bless you.
She said she was fearful for her own safety. I need a break.
See,
she said she was fearful for her own safety when Diddy was unhappy. I was in fear anytime Diddy was not happy because I wanted to make sure that he was happy because then I was safe. It is going to be hard to impeach this one, Brian. I could tell you that.
And he keep asking dumbass questions. They're probably going to be going to lunch in about 30 to 40 minutes.
What about this post? 1 minute ago, Inner City Press. Mia says, that's a Ciroc promo. ##. Yeah, but you're in it with Diddy. Yeah. Did you ever say anything that Diddy violated you? Never, she said. Never. What about here? Well, that's Puff and Jimmy Iovine, and I posted it and I said, legends, because they are. But he's traumatized you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. So now he's just hitting her with the repetition. Are you sure he traumatized? Are you sure he traumatized? Are you sure he traumatized? I would just say objection, repetitive, asked and answered.
Right.
And you wrote, what did you write on this one? Watch Puff tonight. On Fuse today. Mia says, I convinced him to make a door on his TV set and call it the Diddy door. And you post this picture of the person who ruined your life? He said, yeah. She said, yeah, and my boss. He's my boss. I think it's not really sinking in, Ryan.
I think it is, and he's hoping it doesn't.
Who made you post this?
Diddy.
She said, nobody made me post it. I posted it on my own accord. No, I didn't say anybody made me post it.
She wanted his approval.
Said it was confusing.
She wanted his approval. Shoot, people take pictures with their parents all the time who they can't stand. That's the truth.
I'm just refreshing some other stuff. Is Jonathan Oddie going to come to the stand?
That's
what I want to know.
He'd be going off on some weird ass tangents.
Mia claims, this is 4 minutes ago from Fox News. Mia claims Diddy's conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to her during her cross-examination. She worked for him from 2009 until 2017. The defense lawyer asked about the trauma Mia endured. She confirmed she slept in a room without a lock. She claimed Diddy came into the room and violated her. She reiterated to the attorney that if someone calls her name, she even panics. Diddy's conduct was the worst thing that ever happened to her, she said. Wow. This is sick. The man has problems, I think.
Yeah, nobody's just evil. He does have problems. I think it's his mama and his daddy.
Okay. How do you just simply, Brian Steele is saying this, how do you just forget about waking up with a man on top of you?
Oh my God.
Having his way with you, Mia. How does somebody forget something like that? Brian Steele says.
It's called disassociation.
She said, I was in fear. That's a good answer. I was in fear of upsetting him. The moments other than that, when we were best friends. How are you best friends with a man who you say R'd you? She said, ask my therapist, Brian.
Right.
I'm just telling you the truth. Ask somebody who knows about brains.
And hearts.
It's not funny, but I'm just saying, like, good for her for saying that answer.
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to be best friends with somebody who you say R'd you? She said, ask my therapist.
He gonna have to sit down.
I don't know. I'm just telling you the truth.
They're
there
just
were times
trying to.
We were best friends. There were times he abused me. This happens. If that's too hard for you to
based on some of this court sidebar stuff, because they have a whole meeting, the prosecution and the defense, with the judge in the courtroom before the jury comes in. And based on those conversations, it sounds like the defense is just buying time right now. Because you do know they charge more for trial than they do for anything else. They charge a lot of money for trial.
best friends with somebody who you say argue. I don't know. Ask my freaking therapist. Got a new update from Washington Post.
I'm going to hang in here for 7 more
Wesley
minutes.
Parnell, WashingtonPost.com. Mia posted her shout out to my mentor, Diddy, message to social media the same day she claims Diddy SA'd her. According to the defense's team, cross-examination of Mia, who's testifying under a pseudonym. Brian Steele also showed Mia similarly fawning posts. And that's an interesting word to use there.
Fawning?
Because some people have said this is a coping mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
Similarly fawning posts she made about her boss between 2009 and 2016. On the 5th anniversary of the initial sexual abuse, you are saying to Diddy on your social media, thank you for being the good kind of crazy and continuing to inspire me every single day? Brian Steele asked. Mia said, I don't think people wrote bad stuff on Instagram in those days. And so this is getting a little insight into how she's acting or behaving on the stand. They said she was notably tense and terse. So it appears from that Brian Steele's intended effect to rattle and shake this victim, alleged,
backfiring.
Is working.
It's backfiring.
But I think this isn't going to play well with the jury. They're going to be like, why are they beating this lady up like this?
Yep. And
she's already been crying on the stand for a day.
Keep in mind, there's 2 black women on the jury.
Diddy is kind of making his lawyers take this approach because he's upset that they didn't do this to Cassie. Maybe. Could be. I don't know why they would go after her like this. A man, too. Like, usually you don't have a man going after a woman-esque assault victim in an aggressive way. It's just usually not how it works. Because of the appearance of it. It just doesn't look good. Especially because there's more than just he said, she said here.
Now, considering all this, why do you think these attorneys keep quitting? Why do you think that these attorneys keep quitting? Because they are also being abused. That man wants to meet with them. The court is over at like 4 p.m. He wants to be able to meet with them in person at the jail until 9 p.m.
Who is D freaking Rock? Didn't he do interviews? Who's D Rock? It was Lauren. It was Lauren who had said that. Thank you, Janelle, for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you to Y Ventura. Do you remember when Diddy had Chris Brown and Rihanna go to his home in Florida to rekindle their relationship? No.
Yes.
I did not remember that Diddy had anything to do with that. Thank you for the $4.99 super chat.
He sure did.
Shout out to Stephanie for the $9.99. I think the defense thinks the jury is stupid. I mean, they might be in an echo chamber.
That's what
Stephanie. Thank you for the $9.99 super chat. Thank you, Mama Hen. Yes, Jesus approves your daily advocating for justice. Okay, amen, Jesus. Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Thank you, Dustin. Nobody on that defense team would be brave enough to go in the closet with Diddy alone. I think it's true, Dustin. Okay. I don't think they would. Maybe Brian Steele, but I don't think they would. Thank you for the $5 super chat. By the way, Light of Mine was your intro song. Love your songs. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mama Hen, for the $1.99. Shout out to Dasha for the $10 super sticker. Dasha Jones. Thank you, Origins and Facts. This trial solidifies that our legal system is not about law and truth. It's about loopholes. It benefits the rich who unethically work them. Thank you, BJ. Shout out to